That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Still playing. Done. Don't want to get a copyright infringement. Hi. Welcome.
Okay.
Did that work? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm weirdly in the mood for Highlander, as we were talking about before we went.
Is that what you wanted to show me? Or?
No, that's not it. No. I'll
okay.
get into that. Before I've got a surprise for Michael for everyone wondering. But before I show him that, I just want to say welcome. This is Trivia Flashback, episode 20. This is crazy. It feels like we've been doing this for years. Just our comedic timing and chemistry.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It's just on point as always. I love it. How have you been, Michael? It's been a while. I had Adelaide substitute, Michael 2.0 as we call them when they're on.
Okay.
But you're back, and we haven't done this in a while. Just the two of us going over a match.
Just the two. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like our best episodes are always when it's late at night after 4 days of work, and we just want to, just talk about the things that mean most to us, and that is just ourselves and how good we are at trivia. That's really all we care about. And I feel like we are at our most happiest when we get to do that. So yeah.
Well, we're not tied down by having to wake up in the morning to do stuff with other people.
We don't have to talk about other people's success and all that stuff.
Boost other people's egos now. We're going to boost our egos.
It's all about us. It always has, and it always will be. So
we are, of course, going to talk about. This is going to be the biggest ego boost for me. All the trivia flashbacks we do. Yeah. This is just my biggest ego moment.
Should say. The reason we're obviously doing this is because if you didn't know, it was Jake's birthday a couple days ago. He is the second most important person born on March 16th. First being, of course, Alexandra Daddario. I mean,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
We love Alexandra Daddario. Isabel Huppert birthday is also the 16th of March.
That's true.
Italian filmmaker Bernardo Bertolucci was born on the 16th. He's passed away, but I'm on with the same birthday as two lovely ladies that I love for different reasons. But we are, of course, talking about my match against Jeremy Adams, the King's Day event of 2019, where I had a kind of a miracle run. I'm sure we'll get into it with the context. But before we do, we don't have a guest on because it's just the two of us. But I have a special thing that I want to show Michael. I got this for my birthday. Let me just set it up.
Is it a cameo?
It is a cameo.
Yeah, I fucking know it. Is it Anthony Anderson? Is it?
It's not. It is not. Here's the backstory. Here's the context to this. No, you're actually you're kind of close, but
is it Matthew Lillard?
So my brother got me this cameo. So my family came over last Sunday. And he was like, I got you this. It's either going to be the best birthday present or the worst birthday present. Because he showed it to my parents before and they didn't
It's the voice of Scooby-Doo.
No, shut up. He wouldn't do that to me, okay? So I'm going to play this and I'm going to see. Oh my God. You should figure. I think you'll know, but here we go.
Hi, Jake. There's a phone call for you. It's a happy birthday message. Hi, Jake. I'm Magana Tova. I played Ursula Ditkovich in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Yep. And your friend Riley wanted me to wish you a happy birthday. So happy birthday. I hope this is a wonderful year. It's good to be 24. 24 is a good age. And I hope this year is full of health and happiness and success and all the best stuff. Riley said that you're a huge fan of Spider-Man and of Ursula. So thank you. I really, really enjoyed playing Ursula. She was so fun and sweet and dorky. And it was so much fun working with Sam and Toby, even though they played so many pranks. So I hope this is a great year for you and a great day, fun and enjoyable. And, maybe try and sneak in a piece of chocolate cake and a glass of milk.
I was waiting for her to say it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right?
Oh,
fucking amazing.
That is the best present of all time.
Objectively speaking.
good luck to your like next 62 birthdays or whatever, because it's just never going to be topped.
It's never going to be beaten by that. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? I was like, because when he played it on my TV, and I'm like, I know this person.
It took me a second, and then right before she said who she was, it sort of like clicked into my like, oh fuck, okay. Because obviously
I had more time when it played, because I think I would have gotten it like before she had said it, because I didn't realize until she said she played Ursula, and I was like, that's where I recognized it from, because it took me like a while to really like, because it's like I've seen her face before. I know it's somewhere.
Obviously, like her hair is like very different. And like
she's changed a bit since 2004 and 2007, but I thought that was amazing. I don't know how my brother did it, but like he was just looking for, because he knows everyone like who knows me knows I'm a big Spider-Man fan, of the trilogy specifically, and just I think he was just trying to search for people with that were connected to Spider-Man, and that was one that I think he also knows the character and like knows the sort of stuff that's
I actually didn't even realize she was on Cameo. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know. There was some guy who dressed up as Spider-Man, and you could do like a cameo, but I'm glad my brother did that. I didn't do that because that would have just been completely different. But I thought that was awesome. Wanted to show that to everyone.
Yeah. Also, shout out to your friend Riley.
My friend Riley, who's definitely not my brother. Yeah. That was because that's what he had mentioned to me. He's like, I don't know why she said friend. I did state that you're my brother. I'll take it.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, that is. I thought that was pretty good. So leading into that, should we, I don't know, talk about context?
Yeah.
We of course talking about a match against Jeremy. So I don't know, how do we even start with this one? So I guess I played Jeremy at the beginning of 2019 when Paul had vacated the belt because he went to Shreddown. I was up for the title, and Jeremy won a triple threat to get into the title, not the next title match we had organized. But with Paul vacating, it was like, let's put these two together. And this is, I think, I think this may have been the first time I played Jeremy one-on-one. Right? Because I can't, I think there's also, we did the Oscars match like a week after we had recorded this. I recorded the first time, and then there's also like the Full Metal, we played in Geek, we played Full Metal Singles, there's teams as well. There was a point where we had never played each other. Like 2018, we had not played each other at all, and we had always wanted to. And then the end of 2018, we played in teams, and we played in the Full Metal Championship Classics match.
And then I think this that was a match would have been the first time you guys played one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then I guess he wins that. He TKOs me. He wins the belt, and then it's just for the entire season. Jeremy is the champion. He wins the teams tournament, and he beats me again to win the teams belt, and then he's double belted. Like the second singles champion, and he's double belted, wins the first teams champion, which is with Sandy. Yeah. Like crazy how that happened for him, and he had to beat me twice to get both.
Yeah. And then like in Full Metal, in that 8-person tournament, you guys played in the first round.
In round 1.
And then he beats me in the next match.
Beats you in the second round, and then beats Alex Warden in the third, and then plays. He played Joseph, and then he KOs Joseph.
That was a vacated title as well.
That was vacated as well. God damn it, Paul! He ruined everything.
And then you guys played again in Full Metal
in the title match, because rest in peace, Dollface Emma gave me a title shot.
Yeah,
and that's how we played.
Yeah, because that was all weird because of the whole.
Oh yeah,
the whole like team situation. You got like a weird. For some reason, like you were given like a contenders match or something like that, and then it was like
you. I think was the original plan.
Maybe, yeah, but then it was eventually became like a title match.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to explicitly state this, but Full Metal 2019 was sort of in a weird situation as far as scheduling, as far as matchups and just tournaments. And I'm not trying to massively criticize and say horrible shit, but there was some complications going on.
Like and. Just the way it was like it was just, and it was also like the first year of like the whole new format.
That's true. The deep cuts ran through,
and then just like, yeah. And then Jeremy left in the middle of the year, like as a writer, and so it had then.
I know Matt took over right after, and then
Yeah.
it kind of.
And then it was
spread out
just
between
like,
a bunch of people.
yeah, it was just some of the matches were good, but it was just a weird time for them.
Yeah. Then,
but yeah.
So then, we play again in a title match. It should be stated like right now.
Yeah.
Jeremy and I played so many times in 2019. Yeah. We played like at least 10 times across every community, every league, it was actually kind of crazy. We went from not playing each other to playing each other all the fucking time. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So then I think the big point for me, at least, is I lost to Jeremy at the beginning of the year. Cornhole player and I had a good run in the first Warzone tournament.
Yeah.
We lose in the finals. Then there's the whole situation that happened with Henry, which was, I just said his name. Fuck. Cornhole player. He's banned from the community. I'm now in a weird situation. I play Ethan in the first round. Lose famously. We covered it on this show. I am at that point on my lowest that I had been, kind of trivia wise, just in the community at that. Well, not in the community, but trivia wise at that point, it was I just lost a title match and then to the 32C. I was taking a much needed break, a long break.
You went to Bali. You saw Parasite.
I went to Bali.
For all of us.
Parasite. I saw 4. I saw 4 movies in the theaters, and Parasite was the best one. I watched Toy Story 4. What else did I see? Yesterday, which sucked, and then Spider-Man: Far From Home, which was mediocre. But Parasite was fucking great to watch. Yeah. We're going off topic, but it was during that time
you couldn't talk about it for months because no one else had seen it, and so you can't.
That's true.
You didn't really want to spoil. Anyway,
But we had started becoming a team, and that's when I started. At least I started getting the mojo back, and we started to really work well as a team. We were picking up wins.
Okay, Austin Powers. Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then it was at this point where I have a match set up against Thomas Eames. Lovely man, love Thomas. But this was my chance to really get back and get some wins. Because my record at that point was 4-3, which is an okay record, but I didn't like that I was one loss away from 500. And I just knew I was better than that. After the Ethan loss, my whole mindset with trivia completely changed, and for the better, because I was not really studying going into matches. I was kind of going based on my broad knowledge and what I knew. I would watch 2-3 movies for a match, and that was it.
Yeah, this is after the Ethan match, you were I don't want to lose anymore. Yeah, and then you do, and it's really as simple as that. It's just
pretty simple.
You just decided to not lose. It's. I don't know why everyone else doesn't do it. Seriously, should just.
If more people do it, then you'll never lose. This is what I realized.
Come on, guys, we're giving you the fucking free advice here, and you're not taking it.
Movie trivia 101. Yeah. Don't lose.
Yeah. This is the fucking formula, and you're not.
It's We're going back to it, you could say.
Yeah. I stopped myself from making that joke, and you still made it anyway. But I respect it. It's your birthday. I'll let you go.
Thank you. But I play Thomas. I win by TKO. Then I play Dustin. And I win also.
If I remember this correctly, you were going over the alien questions at work. I remember you telling me that.
Swear to God. The day before,
just in your head,
going through.
Yeah.
I was going through, and there's one specific question that I remember, which is what number clone is Ripley, and she's 8. And I just remember that detail, and I was I was hoping that to be the question.
See, guys,
and it was.
I shouldn't remember that, but I do. This is how much detail we're going to, guys.
Absolutely. So then the next match is Dustin. I win by TKO.
Which
at this point, I'm co-hosted with Bo. Never forget. And so at this point, I'm starting to feel good. My record's getting better. And so I'm 6-3 at this point.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a number 1 contenders match, which I wasn't really expecting that was going to happen. But I'm in a number 1 contenders match. And I'm playing Antonio Chavez. I right away make a fucking Young Guns reference. If you want to just watch Comedy Gold, just watch the promo.
We don't talk about that.
let's fucking do it because it's great. I was so ready to just make so many Chavez references. And I fucking did. And I win by knockout, which I wasn't expecting. I did get a little bit lucky. He spun Haneke, and I got Oscars, so that really helped. And Chavez at that time wasn't really like a studier. Like I don't think he even knew who Michael Haneke was, but I used that to my advantage. I win the match. I'm now playing for a title. Holy shit! Was not expecting that to like immediately happen during that singles run that I was having because I was definitely more focused on our team run. That was the one thing I wanted more was the team's belts because I just wanted us to be like the dominant champions because be undefeated because at that point we were like 2-0, 3-0, and then when we won the number one contenders match, 4-0 going against Apocalypse Now, and that's a match we could absolutely do later, I reckon, because that's also like there's a lot of story with that, and also it's a really good match. But before that, well, actually no, after that, weirdly enough, that match was set up our Friday morning. Yes, right?
I think so.
I'm like 99% sure because I had a full metal match against Brian and James White the Saturday, the next day, and the day after that, Sunday was when I.
So repeat what you're saying. Sorry, you're saying which match is set up?
The Apocalypse Now match.
I thought you said set up. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, we recorded that the Friday. It was like
yes.
I can't remember the date, but it was the Friday.
I believe so. Because I remember
it would have been like the 29th or something.
I was in Brisbane the week of that match. I remember I watched a couple like random Keanu Reeves stuff, and like I was in Brisbane like Wednesday, and I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, I wish I could just be chilling at home, studying." But like, I had to go to Brisbane for a day or two, and then came back and we played that match, and then you had the other ones after.
Yeah, so I was that week. I was focused so much on the teams match that I didn't even really think about the other two matches. I was just like, if I can win this match and if I lose the other two, then I'm going to be so happy that I won the team's belt. That was
also,
like my number one focus.
Did you see that?
What? See what?
Is it that chicken? Is it that chicken?
God damn it.
You mentioned Antonio. I remember I have a 9-second video from like 4 years ago saved in my phone, and it's of that. For those who want to know the level of dedication I have to trolling Jake, that is it. It's literally.
God, what match was that? Let me think. Is Jeff Vayu on the call for that?
No.
Fuck, was that against Jim and Drake?
It was indeed.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Wow, that's fucking 4 years ago.
Wider final answer. That is incorrect. The answer is that chicken.
God damn it.
That is their 5-pointer that Jake is trolling them on, by the way, that they missed. And yes. So yeah, if you want to know what Jake circa early 2018 was like, that
very
is
different to I am now. Kind of, maybe a little bit, but damn you, god damn it. So yeah, we record the teams match and we win.
Goes decently well,
it's
all right.
Pretty ecstatic, I will say. I looked back at our messages and we were full on like in our own heads. We were like we had big heads, I should say. After that,
wait, you did you did recently?
What?
You said you recently looked at our messages?
No, yeah, recently, and just looking at like we had big heads after that match.
I mean, Jake, we're literally doing a show where we're talking about how good we are. We still have big heads, so.
Yeah, well, we're a little bit more humble, but just don't.
Wait, what were we saying?
You said that you went into your car and as you were driving, you played the song "We Are the Champions." I was like screaming.
I mean, that sounds like something I definitely would do. Yeah. I just do that in life. I just say that to myself.
But we were feeling pretty good after that match. So then the next day, I record the triple threat. I lose horribly.
Well, the thing is that you're winning after round one, and then it's just like you get like I get a carry.
I didn't even know until like right as we recorded. So how am I going to prep for a fucking category I didn't know. And Julian Huff I was like not really super familiar with. But anyway, that's another story. So I lose that, and I feel kind of like shitty. But I was like, I've got the team spells, which who fucking cares about this match? Like trying to like make myself feel better. Without realizing, well, then I realized, oh wait, I've got a fucking singles match, a title match against Jeremy that I'm probably going to lose. And that was when we found out like what the categories in round 5 were, like, you know, when you could pick your pick your poison round. And I felt better about seeing what was there because I think like categories that were made for Jeremy and I, like there was directors and Oscars, which I think neither of us had picked, but there were categories that I felt good about. Like even if I didn't have the lead, I knew I could pick a 4, 3, 2, or 1. Yeah.
Well,
so then
were they picking strengths at that time?
No, we weren't.
Yeah, because they made that change in 2020, right?
So yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when I saw that made me feel kind of good. That like, okay, these are good categories for me. I didn't prep at all. I just want to say right now, since it's been 2 years, I didn't prep really at all during for the match against Jeremy. I think I looked at Resident Evil just because I picked that, and that's like at the time that was like one of my go-to strength categories. Yeah, I really wanted to land on it. So going into the match, I have a talk with Cody, and we like go over, and he's just like, you know what, doesn't matter what happens, just play your game. The worst you can do is lose, but like you've done that already, so don't even worry about it. And I just, even though I had a feeling I was going to lose, I kind of went in just knowing that if I can push him to the limit, because that was the only thing I really hadn't done against Jeremy, is that I'd always lost by either TKO or he hits one question and that's it. Like, I needed to push him, and I wanted to really prove it. So that was also kind of in the back of my mind, but also the way that Bo and Brian had played him, I was just, am I really the one to beat him? It was a weird thing that I was kind of going into my, like in my head of, he has 2 defenses. He beats Caleb and Brian. Can I be the one? Am I the one?
Pretty handily. So like,
pretty handily. Like Jeremy had to hit his 2, I think. And
like it never came down
Caleb
to
again.
having to get a 4.0 or anything. So,
he didn't break a sweat pretty much in either of those matches. So I felt like if I can push him to the limit, I'll feel better about myself in the match. And we'll get into it now, but is there anything else you want to mention?
I'm just trying to remember. Anything else?
Not to say that you didn't help me, but I was kind of like on my own. And I'm not saying this like I needed your help, but I kind of wanted to just,
Well, like I
try it out.
Yeah, it was sort of just a separate thing. Yeah, like I'm just trying to remember if like what you messaged me like the day of, because I know you did. You're just like, I think I can't remember if you sent me the link or if you were just like, sorry, like we played.
I definitely remember saying that I didn't prep at all, and I'm just gonna play as best as I could. Yeah, I definitely remember saying that to you, because we'll get into it, but. I was going to spoil what I picked in round 2, but I think it'll be more of a surprise when we show it. But you know what? I say let's get into it. Let me get rid of context, because I accidentally left the context sign, the border, or whatever it is, on for most of it. Yet last time.
In the same hell we've been living in for the last 2 years in this community.
The quality of my camera is like the worst it's ever been.
Damn right.
In this match, which is the worst thing.
He's commenting on things. He's not liking when he's behind in polls. He's saying that the best player doesn't always take the poll. So maybe
Jeremy not liking the
a little too big for his britches. Maybe he thinks he's the greatest, as he used to give a lot of compliments. Now he's wanting to compliment. Plus, he has Nico still.
Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen that room.
What do you think?
In person.
Yeah, it's not my room.
And we were swiftly kicked out within like less than 2 seconds by the person who currently occupied it, because they were not happy we were invading their space. But I've still seen the iconic top of the roof
and window
where the posters were,
and where the desk used to be, because the desk isn't there anymore.
It's rough that we worked all the way to get
the desk is on the other side now,
but you still got all the way. You still got all the way to the champion. You still got the chance to play. So I'm hoping.
Still mad we didn't like take a. We didn't get the chance to take like a mock photo.
We should have taken a photo. Yeah, damn.
I mean, well, the thing is, like we were like got kicked out.
We got kicked out.
Like, get the fuck out! Like,
Jeremy's
fuck
good.
out.
I think
Like,
they're voting because they want to
I
see.
think he was just busy playing poker.
I think it was like
change,
Cody.
and they want to see somebody
He was
else
hacking
rise
the
to the
planet.
top. And that person wears a suit jacket, has a bunch of tiny posters behind his head, and his name is Jake the Maestro Maringoni. And no one wants to see you join Nico. No one wants to see Nico with any titles in any way. So that's all I have to say. Jake, go ahead.
Jake.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So
I just remembered what I do in this promo.
And I don't know if I can really add anything.
Do you
else
drink?
No. I do something that
so much
Jeremy
for each
would
other,
do.
and yeah, he's beaten me so many times that we can't even remember the amount of times we've played each other because it just always seems to go in his way. And yeah, I mean, I've got at this point. In these past couple of matches, the times I've played him, I've done consistently better than previously. I think
that's true. I don't know if I really consistently played better.
So 7-4, and it's like I'm still going to be in the tournament. I'm still going to be high. It's not a big loss anymore. And Jeremy, for this match, let's go crazy because it's going to be tough for. I want to thank the people who helped make this match. Captain, Brian, Caleb, Tony, Thomas, you guys. I would call you the beautiful ones, Jeremy. You have all my respect, and unlike Sandy, I would die for you. So when you go to the Schmoedown, take me with you, but that'll only happen if you lose all your belts and all that.
So what's that?
And if I beat you, I'll scream, "Baby, I'm a star," and dedicate this win to my darling Nikki. And after the match, how about we go watch Purple Rain?
That's right.
Those are all songs from the Purple Rain album.
I feel like we're in Groundhog Day. We've done this so many times that if there were a yogurt punch card, we'd probably get 2 free yogurts by now.
Could have been the whole promo.
I want to comment on something Cody just said.
I forgot how long that promo is. I mean, Cody had to say something. I had to say something.
We've seen the polls. We know.
Everyone's got to say something.
And I think Cody's right to say that it's just a matter of people want to see some change.
This is back when Multiplex had the StreamYard logo.
To make that change happen.
Not the custom Multiplex one.
Had like 9 opportunities already.
Back when we were like cheapskates.
And he's failed each time. Jeremy, you have proven time and time again that you are.
Did you have that written and like copy pasted on the wall, or how did you? Were you like just?
I had a separate link up on my laptop, like a Word doc that I had written, just so I could get it all. Because there was no way I was going to remember this time.
Will this be the time Thomas Edison finally gets the light bulb right?
That is hilarious.
I don't think so.
That is
Jeremy.
Hey, you got to prep for this shit.
Aren't we?
And were you like
I just have to say as I always
saying it like in the shower, and then were you like looking in the mirror or something shit?
I definitely had the idea at work. I definitely had the idea at work. And I was like,
I mean,
I could do it if I happened. All my best ideas are from work.
Really, probably are the most skilled currently in the fan leagues, and I have
It's crazy that like I will like usually forget that Nico was like a big manager that had managed Jeremy.
They're always great matches.
Like there was a point where Nico was like kind of unbeatable as a manager.
Every player
he had Jeremy. Like it was hard to beat Jeremy.
And then Michael Campbell at the 2020 Trivia for Thon happened, and then that sort of
actually haven't lost a
kind of did.
Fuck.
That's
iconic.
It's my favorite like
Warzone. So
ever said.
I really want. It's my goal, and it's my driving wish to end this year perfect. To end this year still.
But yeah, like Jeremy's going like he's not lost. And this is true. Like he had not lost a singles match at this point. Like he was going to go through the entire season undefeated in singles. Like he had lost in teams, and Peak was like something else. But like singles wise, across Full Metal and Warzone, he was unbeatable. And that is like super intimidating. Like we don't have that person anymore. That one person like a Pole or a Chance or Jeremy who was just like unbeatable across every division. Or most divisions, I should say. So this was a huge match.
We got the title match.
And you say it's a huge match as Toss is like literally eating.
He's eating food.
Clearly,
and Caleb is like speaking so quietly where it's like because someone sleeping in the other room.
Yeah, it's clearly an important, very important match.
Could you call this the most highly anticipated singles match of the year? I mean, I think you could. You have on one hand, you have the reigning champion, Jeremy Adams. He hasn't lost a singles match in any division, any league this year, which is incredible to think about, considering the competition across
it's
all
actually
levels
crazy. This
of
was
the fan leagues. You also have Jake Maringoni, who has had
over 2 years ago this match.
streak of 4 or 5 matches in
Yeah.
both singles and
Pretty
teams.
crazy.
Yeah,
Because
Two in, like,
this is
two in
2019,
a
end of
quarter,
2019.
We
basically.
Two and a
Yeah.
quarter,
We've
yeah,
never seen.
that's fair.
So
Yeah.
it's the unstoppable force and the immovable object
wild.
here tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
whoever wins is going to cement themselves as an all-time great. Jake is just waiting for his chance. Jeremy is.
I like what
to
Thomas is saying.
Once again,
that
he is the top dog here in Warzone. But don't count out Jake. I mean, look, the work that this guy has put in the last few months is astounding.
It was a
really
crazy
impressive to see.
end
So
of
I think we're in
2019.
for a great match. This one's going to go all 5 rounds.
In
maybe
Warzone,
even sudden
after
death
the
if-
Ethan
if,
loss, I had not
if they
won.
can make
I had
it
not
there.
lost a match.
But yeah,
I had
we're in for
won
a good one.
3
I'd
in
just like to add that the
singles and
winner
4
will be
in
the
teams.
first person to ever get 8 wins.
That was also
in
huge.
singles, so that would
Isn't
be
that crazy? Oh, 8 wins. That was going to be the most. Now it's like, I mean, I still have the record, but it's like 14. Matt's like
representing the
12.
fellowship and the concept
Yeah.
of what a
Boat's
hamburger is
12.
all about. Jake, the Maestro Marangoni, and Cody, the new Hope Terry.
And I will say, one thing that's kind of interesting is that we originally was gonna put this
second
in part 2 of the King's Day
7 wins, 0
end of
defeats
year
in
event.
Germany
This is
Unit
going to be
match
in the second
by
video.
Brian
We're going to have the
Manager,
teams
Nico,
match,
Cosmic Knight
our
Fury.
teams match in the third
Let's
third
do this,
video.
Jerry.
That very knockout.
Okay.
And yet
Say
they
round one.
yeah, well,
You guys
yeah,
are
and
vets.
then
You know how this is going to work.
and then the match happens.
So your first question in the category of round 1 will come in the category of.
So honestly, I've got no pressure on me in this match. I'm like,
Coming of age
yeah,
movies.
I'm just gonna play and see what happens.
What notable sitcom actor plays Diane's father in Say Anything?
So I had no clue. I know the movie Say Anything, obviously. Can't tell you anyone other in the
Do
movie.
you know
other
what
than
sitcom this
John
guy's from?
Honestly, no.
John Mahoney?
There's a nice little introspective on how.
Well,
My thought process
tossed
was
salad
who's-
and scrambled
Hands
eggs.
down, let's start with
That doesn't help me at all.
Fraser.
With me, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He
Jake.
plays the dad.
I said Kevin Smith.
And
So
Not a
my
good-
thought
not a
process
bad
was,
guess.
well,
To be
I
honest.
know he's in a sitcom.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna say
He's
yeah,
also
he's-
in that 1989 that coming of age
Strike
movie.
First Blood Part 2.
Haha. Puns, because that's what we're here for. Question number 2 is in the category of comedy. Insert your laughter or hearty chuckle here. In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back,
This is
what
like
sets off the alarm during the
Jeremy doesn't
Diamond
get this one. You get this one,
Depository?
right?
I'm so proud to get this one. It's the
Yeah.
stupidest question.
You know,
but it's
like
so
you know how
good.
like you have
Probably my
questions that you're like
biggest,
jealous
in
that you never got on. It's like this is
knowledge.
definitely one of them
'Cause I haven't
for me.
seen a single one.
When I heard like what's, I was like,
Some of them
oh
are
my
really
god,
good.
I can't believe I'm about to get this because of a fucking
Adding to the
fart.
list.
Like it's great.
One and the others are Clerks too. Let's start with Jeremy.
I actually don't remember. I just did the orangutan.
And this
And
definitely made me feel good.
I
like,
believe
after
it
getting
was
this
a fart.
That is
No.
correct.
That came to mind. as you
Okay.
said that.
Ali
Comedy
Larson,
editor.
if I'm not mistaken.
And I knew it was Ali Lartis because
No
she's also in the
perfect
Resident
round
Evil films.
tonight in this title match.
Hell yeah.
Connect that.
Alright, your
Just
next
on
question
Box City
in
Blue.
category thrillers.
Hmm.
In Bad
Final
Time, the
Destination,
Royale,
baby.
Jeff Bridges' character is
Oh, that's
posing
true,
as a
yeah.
person
Clear.
with
Clear
what
Rivers.
profession?
Clear Rivers.
I once had a bad time with a Royal, actually, the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, I thought you were going to confess to killing Princess Di.
So I definitely remember I had not told you the
that was
outcome.
not a secret.
Like after we had recorded. I was like,
Well,
delaying
I'm
it for the
going to
longest
search
time.
now because you might have sent me the link,
Let's start with
maybe.
Jake.
I don't think I did.
Oh, I can't remember
A
actually.
priest.
I don't think I did. I know the full story.
Because I know-
pretty sure I know the story.
Well, I
What
know
happened,
that
what I did.
I don't
I
know why I said that. I was making a priest.
found out by watching. I know it wasn't
It's
over
2-2.
message, so
And your next
You
category
know how it
comes,
was. I'm pretty sure
directors.
I know how it happened.
Who directed
Please.
Roman Holiday?
It was like a day or two after this match. Oh, this is embarrassing. But it was a couple of days after this match.
I would agree.
We were on
Most more
call,
classics than
Oh,
and I
that's
just
right.
sent you the link,
That should
and
be-
I
That's
said watch
right.
along.
yeah.
And then, like literally after you had finished it, Paul joined,
4,
and then I sent him the
Yeah.
link, and he watched it.
1.
That's
hands
right.
down, let's
I
start with
completely
Jeremy.
forgot about that.
William Wyler.
And Jake.
So this is probably my most embarrassing miss of the match. I just
William
completely
Wyler
blanked or
is
just
correct.
forgot.
Yeah.
Well, I just felt good that George Cukor was the
Question
director for
category
some
movie
reason.
released
But my brain was like, I can only
Here
think of
was
him
released of
as
a
the director.
Spider-Man movie, a Batman movie, and a Hunger Games movie.
And like, I was able to figure this out pretty easily.
Classic trio.
Two great franchises.
Yeah, I missed
and
those type
one
of realistic
okay
questions. They make you think.
I'd agree to the most part.
It's just like now,
5,
it's hard to put them like round one because they're like
3.
all the easy ones
one,
have been like
Jeremy.
asked, and so like
2012.
This is also a title match as well.
yeah.
Correct.
All right. So Jeremy maintaining that 1 point lead, 4-3, and you get into your.
I think
next question.
I watched
category
it
of
sitting on this couch in this
What is the
like
name
on,
of the
yeah,
villain?
literally.
That's your garage, right?
In the Nightmare Before
Yeah, this is in my
Christmas.
garage, and yeah, it was literally like this. Especially for the first time, we were all on call
but like
to the side.
it ain't the
That
end all
is
be all.
hilarious.
Normal Caleb
Hilarious.
thinks this
So
movie
I
is
actually
okay.
wasn't
Emo
confident
Caleb loved it.
for whatever reason about this question.
Of course,
I knew it sounded like
What is
Oogie
the
Boogie,
Bible?
but I wasn't sure if it was
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah,
For whatever reason, my brain was just not.
it's a weird name.
It's like Oogie Boogie. But...
And Jeremy.
Boogie Boogie.
That is correct.
So when Jeremy revealed his answer, I was like, okay. Well,
And your penultimate question in the category of 2010s. In Girls Trip, which actress plays Lisa, who pees on a crowd when she gets stuck halfway across the
and I was completely just based on that. I know Tiffany Haddish is one of the leads, even though I was wrong.
It's Jada, right?
No,
Yeah,
I like Penthouse
it's
more
Jada
than
Pinkett Smith,
I know,
who I didn't even know was in the movie.
5,
Yeah, fair.
2, 1.
Luckily,
hands
we both
down.
missed this because
Start with Jeremy.
I don't know how
I
I
think
could
I'm
have
wrong,
down to
Regina
points.
Hall.
Incorrect, and Jake.
That's a Tiffany Haddish.
Ooh, that is also incorrect. Jada Pinkett Smith.
I knew it wasn't Tiffany Haddish.
So Jeremy maintaining that 5-4 lead, and we get into your last question.
What if I was trying to get in my head?
In
Like,
category
I
of
knew it
actors
wasn't
and
Tiffany
actresses.
Haddish.
Ryan Reynolds starred with Amy Smart in what film?
Hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah.
So I'm trying to remember what I was doing in this question because I don't actually think I wrote Just Friends originally. Oh, you know what I did? I
No,
wrote
it was
Just-
the S. It was the S.
That's what it was. I wrote
Yeah.
Just Friend.
1, hands down. Let's start with Jake.
I had said the S, Just Friends.
Wow,
And Jeremy.
Just Friends.
That is
Correct.
that's crazy.
Not the S.
Oh my
So a
god.
solid round for both.
By the way,
players.
people,
I mean,
Just Friends.
Jeremy maintains
Classic.
that 1 point lead,
Classic.
but
I've
6
actually never
5.
seen that.
Very good round one. Very solid round one by both competitors.
It is amazing.
Not dropping a lot of points. Jake's
I
still
mean,
within
I
his
was-
position.
I don't know if I believe you.
as we get into round 2.
I can't say much.
Well,
You want to explain how round 2 works
it's.
so I don't have to destroy
I don't want
points.
to even
Sweet.
spoil any jokes.
So
It's
you
so
get
fucking
a
good,
spin of the
guys.
wheel.
It's coming.
Whoever's ahead will decide if they get to go first or second. Once the wheel is spun, you will just
So
the category or
See, I picked Resident Evil,
if you wish.
and
Yeah.
just
However,
to
on that
be
second
offensive
spin,
about it, I
whatever
picked
slice of
new
Amazon, you have
releases.
to take that.
Yeah.
Each,
And that was not a category I
category
was good with,
five
but I knew it was a category
Each
Jeremy
question for
struggled
2
with.
points apiece.
I didn't
However,
think about me at all.
you
I was
can
just
do
like,
so.
I can pick a category that I like,
Choice, but
and the
that
category
narrows the
that will
question
be
down to
good against Jeremy.
1 point.
That
You
was
still have
literally my thought
all
process.
3 repeat
That's all my
challengers
thought process.
intact.
By the way, while it's
So,
doing this, I'm just gonna go
Jeremy,
quickly
you
get
are
a drink.
ahead. Would you
Yeah,
like to
good.
spin first or second?
I'm gonna have some
We'll read
burrito.
off the categories. Recent releases.
So,
Player's choice, Frank
Anyone
Capra,
listening,
2000s,
I'll tell you
Superfight,
why
80s
I am
live
the
action
reason why the
Disney,
concepts
Resident Evil,
truly
or the
succeeded
soundtrack
as the greatest
influenced
teen champions. Ian Movie
I can get
Warzone.
my manager.
Michael,
To confer.
you know, he had some lucky round ones, but no,
Okay.
it was all on me
What do you?
how well we did as a team.
Going first has
You
been
know,
working for us. You want to
And
with it?
the fact is,
It
was
has.
just
But let
that
me just
good.
ask you this.
that's why we
these
decided not to play in
categories
Warzone
do you
anymore.
feel
Because he was
comfortable in
he was
versus
bringing me down. I
uncomfortable?
needed to be up here with
I mean,
everyone
there's
for the
I would say
team's
there's just a
champions, for
couple
the
that
champions in
I don't
all
like.
the leagues.
Okay, then
I'm
while
gonna keep
we
doing
have
this
one
bit till
you do,
he's
like, on the
while
wheel,
he's
let's
off.
go
I'm gonna
first.
stop right now.
Okay.
Maybe he's still
Coming up.
maybe he's watching,
Okay.
he's listening, he's
So
hearing what I have
one
to say, and this is all just a coy.
All right, and we'll spin. 80s live action kids movies.
So interesting enough,
go
he
again?
goes first.
Um,
Jeremy had
I
usually
didn't
had
study as
gone
much as I
second,
wanted to,
but he had
I mean,
recently
it's
started
Frank,
doing
so
this, where he would go
I gotta go
first.
with
He
it.
did this against me.
I mean, it
I
is.
want to say
80s,
he
so I
did
feel
this
like even
against
if you
me
haven't
when we
studied it,
played in
it's
Full
still
Metal
your
in the title
wheelhouse.
match.
Okay.
So I
but for some reason, I don't know if it was just Nico or he just liked going first, but this is when he started going first, and this is what like kind of sunk him in the match.
All right, let's do it. Okay, Jeremy, your first.
I mean, he did get one of his strengths
in 80s live-action kids movies.
What did he spin? Oh, that was his first spin, right?
That was his first spin. It was 80s, yeah.
Was the only one released.
Yeah, this
in
is
the
a
1980s.
This is basically what starts the beginning of the
count.
end.
The beginning of the end, yeah.
Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
That is incorrect.
So I will say I had Herbie Goes Bananas in my head, but once he said, I was like, maybe I was misremembering.
Bananas.
That is correct for 2
So that was
points.
like the only film I could think of, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's from the 80s. That I remember. I've seen that's one of 2 Herbie movies I've seen.
So Jeremy,
so that made me think like, I'm pretty sure this is it. So I'll just go with my original guess, and I got a 2 point steal.
Is written on the treehouse door in Monster Squad,
and that made me like, holy shit! I actually
multiple choice.
Have a
And
good
that
chance
immediately
of
like
this.
a
Your options are
like
A,
a pretty deep
Believers
cut.
Only, B,
I actually
Revolt,
just this is
C,
No Girls Allowed was my
or
first
D, Monster
thought.
Free Zone.
Yeah.
It's an 80s
Yeah.
sort of
Girls Allowed.
treehouse.
That is correct.
It was either that or no homers.
Homers, plural. We
Third
have one
question
homer.
in 80s live-action kids. What future Oscar nominee played
Oh,
Max,
good
the
night,
youngest camper
depending
sent
on where
into
you are.
space in Space Camp?
And then I had no idea. I would have needed multiple on this one.
Multiple choice.
Joaquin, right? Or
I can do
River.
that.
Yeah, it's Joaquin.
Is it A, Joaquin Phoenix? B,
Which is funny because like
'Cause
he's
he's
no
late.
longer an Oscar nominee.
Or D,
Yeah,
River
that's true.
Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Literally, yeah, like 2 months
That is
later,
correct for
it
another
was
point.
it would be Oscar winner.
Oscar winner.
Your Penthouse Ultimate question in 80s live-action kids movies.
Unfortunately,
In what 1985 film is a 10-year-old boy actually a government?
Is this the most Jeremy movie ever?
Yeah.
Daryl.
That is correct for 2 more points.
That's a movie I'd never heard of until that match.
And your last question.
well, I know because it's
live-action
D
kids movies.
dot A dot right.
It's the it's an acronym.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I believe
Joe
so.
Johnston.
And then
2
I mean,
more points.
not gonna say this
So,
is
yeah,
like
Jeremy's
a
round
softball,
2. He
but
gets himself up to 12.
you know,
But
so-
Jake with a
makes sense.
massive 2-point steal. He gets himself.
But that 2-point steal was great. Like it was only a 5-point lead, and I
Yeah.
felt like that really helped me a lot.
Round 3.
So I was like, if I just get a good category, I actually might win this.
Yep. 1 second.
Ooh.
Yeah, watch it land on Penthouse choice. Get ready.
What do you think? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so we have to spin again.
Respin.
So even if he had spun again, he would have gone.
Like that side of the board.
And then
Spinner three.
the one thing I wanted, like, I just
I'll take
needed a
the
bit of
original
luck.
film.
Okay.
And I did. One thing I really wish I did was just ask Cody, "Hey Cody, I want to take Resident Evil," because I feel like I kind of just forgot about him as a manager. That's just a personal
In which
thing.
film
I
did
mean-
Jared Harris first appear as Dr. Charles
It was
Ashford?
always going to be Resident Evil. Like, yeah.
It was going to be Resident Evil, yeah. We did discuss that. I actually almost forgot who Jared Harris was. I knew he was big that year because of
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Chernobyl.
It's from the ward,
Like,
right?
That is correct for
But
Jared.
he's in the ward,
Oh,
yeah. He's
and
in the ward.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Chernobyl was the big show, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, I know the other movie with Charles Ashford is the sixth one, and he's like got a
That
small
what
role.
famous building?
It's gonna be
The
Apocalypse.
White House.
And
Two
it's
more.
at the end of the movie. I just knew that.
Resident Evil Extinction. Alice meets a holograph of the Red Queen's sister, an AI known as what?
The White Queen.
It's another Alice in
That is
Wonderland
correct.
reference. I remember that watching
Actually-
it for the first time. Like these are all questions that I just knew.
Tell him my
Who
hookah.
narrates the first
Smoking
Resident
caterpillar.
Evil film and makes an appearance
Good
as
song.
Dr. William Birkin, head of the
And
Nemesis
the right
Project?
green.
And then, honestly, somewhat of a tough question because you never see him. You only hear his voice.
Jason Isaacs.
Correct for 2 more.
What was the answer?
Jason Isaacs.
And your
Okay.
final question.
And hello
My
there,
favorite-
Jason.
Resident Evil, the final
Hell yeah,
chapter.
Jason Isaacs.
He's
My
revealed
favorite version of
Dr.
Captain Hook
Marcus
on screen.
discovered the T virus while trying to find a cure for which dying family member?
His daughter.
And that's
That
also
is correct.
Boom.
can be applied to Resident Evil Apocalypse as well.
Jeremy, he is
So-
now up 17-12 over.
That was
Jeremy
like
Adams.
holy shit!
20
Like a
round
moment where I
three.
was like, holy
still
fuck.
there's
Like,
still
this
3
could be
rounds
it.
to
Like,
go,
my
but
whole
Bowman
brain at this point was like,
is taking command.
I could
of
actually
this
win
match.
this. Because even though
So far by
I wasn't going, I've definitely
Definitely.
won this.
But
I was thinking,
round three,
I can't blow
round.
this now.
You
I
have
have to
a
win
chance.
this.
We will
Because
give you the
I
category,
never
and
thought,
then
I never
we can
counted him
split
out
between
because I
0,
just knew
1,
that
or
like there's
2.
anything could happen
So,
in rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Thomas, you want to give us the first category?
Absolutely. All right, guys. Your first category for round 3 is in comic book movies. How many points do you want to bet on comic book movies?
So Cody and I hadn't
I
really
missed this
talked
round.
about. I missed this round, but also I get why it's
If
gone.
you want to play it safe, go ahead.
It's
Yeah.
also I think the questions were
Yeah.
just a little too tough
What do you think?
for this round.
Yeah. I think if it was now,
I'd say we play it safe.
I think they can
Not-
manage
you
it
don't have to play
a bit
super
better,
safe,
but-
don't throw anything away. You got a 5-point lead.
And also,
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, what are you saying?
Well, Cody and I should have had a code. We didn't really have a
Yeah.
code because we didn't really think about it, which is kind of
Andrew.
bad.
One.
Okay.
But I think comic book movies is like one of the 3,
Okay,
4
then
categories
one
I would have
one.
bet on anyway.
And your
Yeah.
question,
Regardless
comic
of
book
what the
movies.
score is, just because it's like I don't
In
want to lose
Iron
any
Man
points.
2,
I can't lose any points.
why did Howard Stark deport
But this was a
Ivan
category I
Vanko
felt like I
back
could bet
to
at least 1 point on.
Russia?
And luckily, it was a movie that I knew well enough. But there could be a little bit of controversy with what happens with this question.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat,
Because I think
Okay.
I
That is
forgot that Jeremy
Jeremy's
used to
first
repeat.
repeat of the match.
You know, to
In
actually,
comic book
you know,
movies,
I'll
in
get into it
Iron
when we
Man
get to the end
2,
of it. Because
why did Howard Stark deport Ivan Vanko back to Russia?
So how many did Jeremy bet?
he bet 1,
Okay,
and
yeah.
so did I.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down.
I kept trying to work because I kept wording it differently with every time I
Selling his
wrote it and
inventions
raised it.
behind his back for him.
And Jeremy.
I said for stealing plans. I don't think that's
He tried to sell the arc reactor design.
Okay.
Was
So
I?
did So do both competitors lose, Bowman?
I said ideas. I said inventions, and that arc reactor is one of his inventions.
Because I specifically
you're
said
the
Stark's
common
inventions,
expert
but
here.
they were saying they were looking
I
for
will
selling
tend-
the
I
arc
think
reactor
that Jake's
plans.
answer was specific enough to where
And they were
Well,
pretty
speak to Cody, then
lenient
Jeremy.
with my answer.
Yeah, he said plans. You said invention. I will. If I'm with you, if we're doing a challenge, because they did not say specific. They just said why, and it's an invention. You
But
didn't ask for the specific.
who said stealing and who said selling?
I said selling inventions.
And I said stealing plans.
Yeah, so the answer was he tried to sell the arc reactor design. He sold them. So he tried to sell. I will tend to I think Jake got it right and I think Jeremy got it wrong.
Okay. I haven't
He's
seen
like, yeah.
so yeah.
So
This is funny. All right, that's it.
Jeremy loses, right?
Moving on. Did you? Like,
if this was played, this would
No,
be played
18
completely
to
differently if it was
11.
like a year or so later, because they would have made their.
Second category.
They would have said both.
Well, I didn't even really make a
and then we
decision
would have
yet.
been like, let's challenge,
Okay,
let's bring
so
a
now we're
manager.
kind of
or,
in a
like, you know,
position where we
it
have
kind of
to
happened
start checking
during.
big.
Yeah,
So,
they didn't
like-
even really make an
Trust your
actual
gut
decision to vote.
with the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Stay
it's
calm.
just like
Everything will be
wouldn't
fine.
happen
Probably
today.
He's probably going to bet the farm here because he's going behind.
And
the
at this
scenes,
point,
so
like, I-
unless you want to try that
This
way.
is
I didn't
classic,
want-
right?
But other than
What do you
that, I
mean?
would just.
This
No,
is
it's,
classic.
I think it's the next one. It's the next one.
Right now.
Okay.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Unless
So,
you know exactly.
I wish I
what's
would.
wrong with it.
I was trying
Okay,
to
so
talk to
right.
Cody without just outright revealing, because for some reason I was like, well, if I reveal I'm going to bet 0, then they're going to bet 2, and then they're going to get it right.
I'm gonna go to.
I should have just said, yeah, I'm going to play it safe now.
I'm going to say 0.
I tried to like not talk to Cody during
Question
this
animated.
after this.
Who voiced Bob
Trying not to give
Cratchit
any away.
and Jacob Marley?
Oh,
Robert
that's right.
Zemeckis' 2009.
I know this now.
Late
Just
Christmas
Jeremy
Carol.
sort of blanks here.
Yeah. Like I think the other voice
No,
that I
now.
knew that wasn't Jim Carrey is because I knew Colin Firth was in it, but I didn't know which character he played. After rewatching the movie and listening to the Blank Check episode on this movie, I know for a fact it's Gary Oldman.
3, 2, 1.
But I didn't really care because I bet it 0.
I can't remember. Dang it.
And Jake.
I just read to Stat Peps as Colin Firth.
Actually, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he loses 2 points.
That's the ghost that comes to him that tells him that there are ghosts.
And at this point, I'm like, holy
So
shit.
score update is now 18-9 in favor of Jake.
That made me actually like, holy shit. Because I never expected this was going to be the
In the
match.
category of classics.
We kind of have to go big on this one, whether you want to or not. So I'm just going to
And
say,
Cody's just, he knows that I'm like, I'm going to bet
I'm
zero.
trusting you, man.
Believe in yourself.
Breathe.
Don't let the situation get the better of you. Just focus.
Okay. Yeah. And Jake.
0.
And Jeremy.
3.
I forget you could bet up to 3 points.
Oh, 2.
Oh, fuck. Jeremy! God damn it!
Not just yet.
Right.
I make a stupid schmo.
Flying down.
I actually hate that I did that.
The first pairing of which famous classic duo?
Just because, I mean, that was the whole running gag, was that he was going to get to Schmodown eventually. Why are you laughing? Why are you always laughing at my jokes and the stuff I say, Michael?
2, 1. Jeremy.
Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
And Jake.
I thought that was it when he said it.
It is actually Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Oh wow.
So Jeremy does lose 2 points there, 7.
Yeah. I mean, it's 11-point lead, and I'm just losing my shit. Like, there's no way I can blow this, right?
Jake will be giving Jeremy, and Jeremy will be giving Jake what is the remaining non-strength wheel category.
So it is scores and soundtracks, film debuts, 2000s, and mystery thrillers.
Hey, can I have 15, please?
Yeah.
So this is one thing we hadn't talked about, but I think we agreed that mystery thrillers was the one character that I didn't want, and I could give that to him, and I'd feel good.
7 to 18. Okay.
So
I'm gonna choose the category, but I'm gonna let Jeremy go first.
Well, this is back when it would be confusing as to.
I'm choosing the category for Jeremy first.
I'm going first by choosing the category.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so what do you think? Like mystery thrillers?
Mystery thrillers is broad enough where it could just be anything.
I think film debuts is too data based in Jeremy's brain. He'll do well with that. Scores and soundtracks is the exact same way. 2000s that's his niche. Like, I mean, not his niche. It's not ladies, but he's still watching. It's got to be mystery thrillers.
Let's go mystery thrillers.
Okay.
Also, I'm not really bothered about the other categories.
I don't know why I had to say that. Just in case anyone was wondering.
So, Tomer, want to give Jeremy his questions in mystery thrillers? And there is choice.
I'm a completely different
Each question
person
is worth 2 points.
According years ago.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Each question is worth 2 points, and there's no multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay. 2 points, no multiple choice. All right, Jeremy, your first question in mystery thrillers. How many films were there in the Thin Man series?
It's hilarious that this is
the first time the Thin Man is brought up. And Andrew's like, you know what? I'm going to pick this as a fucking strength next time. And you know what? He did.
Is this counting the real Thin Man?
4.
The creepy Thin Man from Charlie's Angels?
2.
I'm going to say 5.
No, Jeremy, because then it wouldn't be allowed to be used as a Warzone strength. You should know this, Jeremy.
Second question in mystery thriller. Who played Mr. Green in Clue?
Is this a question that only Jeremy would get?
Michael McKean.
That is correct for 2
because he's somewhat of a known actor, but that's such a it's not like one of the main.
Third question.
I'm saying this, I've never seen
mystery thrillers. In the
Seems
Veronica
specific
Mars
enough.
movie, Veronica
And
ended losing a job offer.
It's funny because I became a Veronica Mars fan after this episode. Like mid 2020,
motherfucker,
is when I became a big fan. Oh, what's fuck you?
Talking about how you grew up with Veronica Mars and it's been a lifelong period.
No, I never said that.
I watched it less than a year ago. Bloody hell.
I watched it during the singles tournament. Like even when I
Correct.
played
Your
like
penultimate
Thomas and
question in Mystery
Holtzman,
Thrillers.
I was watching it during then, and then I remember going to season
starring
4
Laurence
or 3
Olivier and Michael
after we
Caine,
had won our
who
Stallions
played
match.
Olivier's
And I was
role
like,
in
fuck,
the
I get to watch
2000
Veronica Mars
James
now, not
Bond
worry
remake.
about anything.
Michael Caine.
That is correct.
And then
2 points.
is that a you question or what?
All right.
I know you
your
didn't
last
write
question
it,
in
but
Mystery Thrillers.
No, I wasn't writing it this time. No.
you
In
weren't
The
writing at
Girl
the time,
in
but that
Spider's
just is
Web.
you know.
What is the
Michael
name of the
Campbell type
mysterious
question.
criminal organization that Lisbeth's sister is head of?
This also sounds, not to dig on you, but this also sounds like a Michael Campbell question.
Absolutely
Really?
no idea.
If you know the answer.
5.
Octopus. I have no idea.
That is incorrect. The answer we were looking for was the Spiders.
I was even going to say Spider.
Okay, well, I
Pay
believe
attention
that
to the
does end up the
question.
round 11 to 18. As now we get to Jake's round.
That is incorrect. The answer
You
was
stop that chicken.
God damn it! What? I thought we were done with
Obviously
that.
not scores his soundtracks. He's called the Maestro for a reason.
I can't hear Nico. But
God damn
I
you,
can't hear
Michael
him.
Campbell.
Testing,
Oh.
testing.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, you can hear me now. So obviously not scores and soundtracks.
I mean,
Oh.
then I felt like
Yeah,
the only category they were going to give
We're
was
gonna
going
have to get-
they were going to
he's
give me was
probably good on it. We're gonna have to give him
2000s.
film debuts.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided film debuts.
Yeah. He's
good
I
on
think they just thought that I
2000s.
was really good at 2000s, like I would be able to
Yeah,
do well in the
think you're right.
category.
I think you're right. We got to go.
I
for
mean,
it.
they did have limited options,
Okay. Thank you, Nico.
but film debut, and I felt
Okay,
kind of
update
good with that.
before I start.
18.
And also,
Okay,
I'm
so
knowing
I
like
hit just-
if I hit like
Need
2,
Questions. If you hit
it's
two
a
questions-
knockout. Weirdly, parallels our team's title match,
Okay.
in which we had to hit 2. And it's
first
the exact
question.
same order of hit and miss as well, because we hit the first one, missed the second,
Starring
hit the
Keith
third.
Carradine and
I don't know
Harvey
how it
Keitel.
fucking
It's the
happens,
first
but it
film
just
from what director?
And I almost fucked that one up. I
What did you-
almost
did you-
said I
Tony?
almost said Tony
Points.
Scott.
Okay.
I almost said Tony Scott.
Oh.
Like that would have been not
What
nice.
was the first theatrically released film Nicolas Cage appeared in?
I mean, I'm not.
I was surprised you didn't know this.
I was kind
Like,
of just.
this is
I
not like
forgot
necessarily
that
a movie you like would have seen 100 times, but just like this sort of.
it's a deep. It's
Because
a.
he's
it-
credited
it's a
as Nicholas
memorable-
Coppola in this film.
Yeah. I just completely forgot any movie
Wow.
pre
Peggy
Peggy
Sue
Sue got married, and that was the only thing I could think of that was
Incorrect.
early enough.
Ridgemont High. At least I know something.
I definitely had known that he was in
Not
first
counting
times. I just
her
didn't
background
really
appearance
count.
as a club singer in Vision.
And then
Quest,
the fucking
on
perfect
film,
question.
the film acting debut of Madonna.
Could you pause it before I say it? So one thing people need to know about me, I fucking love Madonna. I love Madonna. I love her music, always have. But I actually wasn't 100% sure because when they said Vision Quest, I know because that's where she sings her song "Crazy for You" in that movie. I love that song. I was trying to think of in my head because her movies I wasn't like super familiar with at the time. I am now, obviously, because I used it in the singles tournament. But I was like trying to go. I know she's in Desperately Seeking Susan. I know that was like her first big movie. Did she do anything before that? And that's why it took me a second to really think about it. And I was like, this sounds like it. I've got 2 other questions, even though I knew like if I hit this one, then I win the match. So that was kind of my thought process.
Well, and it's also like, so Jeremy had missed like multiple questions in his round, and like you never stole or said something. So it was weird that like he thought
it's weird what he says. Yes, when he thinks he
thought-
can steal. When
like you didn't do that.
we
at
could
all.
not
Like,
steal.
there was no
in his round.
They weren't like, okay, and we go to Jake for the steal. Like, it just move on to the next question.
They say it like
anyway.
before the round starts. You cannot steal. It's 2 points a question. So I think at this point he was just like, I need
don't tell
anything.
me. Yeah. Don't tell me. My favorite Madonna song.
That's a good song. I love that song. That plays at work, and I get happy because that's very underrated. But like I'm thinking about it, and then
Desperately Seeking Susan.
let's say it.
And your
Could I not get steals though?
And then he had to fucking ruin it by saying it. God damn it.
It's over. All right,
God damn it, Jimmy.
and your winner.
And then this is real.
Jake,
Like
the
I'm
Maestro,
actually
And the new movie Warzone champion. Wow.
And then there's a cut there. Because Bo was about to say the first double belted, and then he did it again. He was like, he had to realize that. Well, actually, no, he realized because he asked because we were originally going to put this first.
Jake,
this match was going to be the first Warzone title match. When we came to the agreement that, oh yeah, this has to be the second match now. That's when he was like, yeah, we can now reveal that Jake won the team spell as well.
All hats off to Jeremy. He was bound to come up short one match at one point.
What Cody's about to say, like, is something I'll go back and make me feel happy.
Boatman, Caleb, the list goes on and on. The amount of people that said, you have Jake in your faction. You don't care about Jake. Jake is a minor, very small piece. He is washed up in Warzone. Feller beat him. This happened.
Here we go.
Blah, blah, blah. The man is double belted to end the year. The man has won 2 belts. He threw a cornhole player to the side, took up a new teammate, won the belts off Boatman and Sean by KO, will beat Jeremy by KO today. They both got strengths. There was no hidden reveals. This is perfect. Jake.
There were no hidden reveals. This is all been made in your trivia matches.
You
don't have surprise strengths and
did
shit.
The unthinkable. Everybody doubted you.
So yeah,
you even might be behind at the poll at this point.
I did not think I won. I don't think it was a crazy. It's probably my craziest.
I know how you felt after the first belt. No,
well, just I mean, Jeremy getting knocked out by anyone is just
that was on your back.
Like
he was undefeated. He was 7-0. No one really came close to him. The closest was honestly Zach.
Yeah, they went to overtime.
Match that we went to sudden death. Yeah. Like other than that, he pretty much went through everyone that went up against him.
Happened. I can't say that luck was the biggest factor because
I don't really like what I say or like it's very unfocused.
Wait, do you just do the classic Jake like ramble on and just like not really like in the post match of like?
I do that for most matches back then. I don't really do that much now because I'm more
true.
And I'm slightly more constructed with what I'm saying and shit.
I've been afraid to play him, and
yeah, at this point I'm just like
kind of been this like saga.
I've got the massive adrenaline rush.
And the first
they also do the thing here where you're interviewed first instead of second.
They interview the winner first.
Him, with me winning the belt, it's. This is scary. I don't know how this happened.
Hey. Those polls that came out, what man?
I remember the poll after because we did the polls after we had recorded it, and most people were voting for Jeremy. It's like, yeah, and he was happy about that. I was like, okay,
we have Warzone. We have
does this mean we're all good now?
We have singles. So say all you want.
But it's also crazy because Nico was like untouchable as a manager in the sense that he had Jeremy. So when Jeremy lost this match, and then he loses Game of Factions, like that stopped.
Yeah,
that ended House of Night Fury.
And he still rose to the occasion.
So I feel partially responsible for that.
Jeremy Adams.
Yeah,
he didn't have he didn't have a champ at all in his faction.
You
could say
call you Robert Baratheon, and in the fucking House of the Dragons.
But Jake, I am.
Yeah, you don't get that. You don't get that reference, do you?
No, I don't. I was gonna say like this was a huge turning point for multiplayer.
I don't have to worry about.
It was like because Criterion becomes a faction.
They come to you.
Yeah,
and I think I lose the belt in my next title match against Caleb, but it didn't feel like there was that undefeatable champion.
I don't know if I earned it or not.
Yeah,
that just held like one belt throughout the entire season. I mean, Concept lost the belt.
I have that one now. You are still like
season.
10 on me.
And that's the thing. It's like I didn't care if I'd beaten Jeremy. Like if it was like we'll play 7 times and we get it to the 7th match. I just wanted one win. I just wanted one win against him.
In this match.
The fact that it was this match, I was not expecting and would have never expected that to be the case. But this is like arguably my most important match.
Do the interview.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
It's. I mean, I played a lot of matches, and a lot of them have been not my way, and some of them have been just like I lose easily. But
Caleb Boatman.
And then here I thank everyone. Thank my boys.
Everyone has said I was the greatest to never win a belt,
and that was also a big thing.
This This is really weird.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Never the bride.
This is insane. And
To
I'm
one
so happy
event
about this, but
changed
Jeremy,
the course.
King's Day was
that
my
we're
fucking
gonna
day,
play
man.
one day.
And what's crazy is
Sooner or later,
I keep saying what's crazy, but I got so many messages after this was revealed, after it was released, like people congratulating me, which I never got that before.
This is actually real.
Yeah, well, all I gotta say is congrats to you, Jake. You played a hell of a match today. You showed everyone why you're the hottest player, hottest singles player in the
right now.
Trivia player in
I'm so hot right now.
Leagues right now.
Just how fucking
tense
heated this match was.
Getting you here. I have no words.
That wasn't real.
You are fantastic, my friend.
You could be the greatest player.
I wish I just stopped talking after Scully was speaking. I didn't mean to say anything else. Everyone gets it. I fucking won. Let's move on. Come on, Jake. Just stop talking.
I'm just happy that I put all of my strategy, all of my knowledge into winning this.
That's a lie right there. Someone shut him up.
This is so
all of my strategy and all my knowledge.
To the former champion, still champ in our hearts, Jeremy.
Jeremy, I'll start.
God damn it!
I'm going to take heat for this loss. I'll take the responsibility for it because
take it on. Okay.
So there have been a couple matches I've been in lately where I got.
That's going to be a soundbite that you got to use.
That I was good at on the wheel, but it got a little greedy and tried to get something better, and it completely backfired in my face. So when Jeremy said
you took the category,
I studied this, but I did list it as a strength. I was like, better safe than sorry. And so
and the other category that he picked, the other strength category he picked in round 2 was Frank Sinatra. Oh no, sorry,
kind of
Frank Capra.
And
I remember that.
We just had some
because that was a category that carried over into a rematch against Second Real, which
it was very important. And
to be honest,
no, not at all. My advice,
it like legitimately affected the outcome of that match because
they said it was bound to happen at some point. Like even the greats.
In the round 4,
especially.
We should have given
around too much and got put on his ass for it by Chris
Wagner.
Wagner.
He
took it seriously and things didn't
hey,
go well.
You know what? That
either,
loss was one of the greatest things that happened in the concepts because it led us to win the tournament. We won the belts back, and then we defended it 3 times.
We will come back.
So you know what? Maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Have the full medal belt, and we're going to defend it proudly at the Snowball. And
you know what? I like to think things happen for a reason.
Well, hunting and the singles and teams titles as well with Sandy Robinson by our side. We stumbled here tonight, but we will recover in 2020.
I just have to
spoke too soon then, Nico.
Like I said,
need like the
match. Jake and I think are
Arrested Development
and most knowledgeable players in this league.
I've never seen Arrested Development.
Like the skill and the strategy.
Ron Howard when he talks like
Ron Howard's the narrator. Yeah,
they didn't.
And I think that the fact that I beat Jake officially 10 times is just incredible.
It's probably more. I think we've played at least 15. As crazy as that sounds. It's some sort of crazy number. Like counting team singles and even like multi matches and shit like that.
Yeah. Because you guys playing the Game of Factions, right? Because that's when
I played Game of Factions. That's when I spun Haneke and do. We're gonna do that match. We're gonna get Bo and Holtzman on because I think that would be fun.
I mean, Game of Factions is a whole other beast. Like there's so many crazy matches and shit that happens in all that.
We don't even have to do that one. There's a lot of Game of Factions matches.
Yeah.
There's a couple with like crazy challenges. Like
none from like the 2021 Game of
the
Factions,
2020
like,
one.
Just mainly the 2020.
The 2020, oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, well, it's weird they skipped the 2021 Game of Factions. I thought it did really well.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it.
They're like, whatever, we don't really need to do this. But hopefully, it comes back this year.
He is, one of the best to ever play the game. And
ego boosted.
Every time that we've dueled, it's been a great match. There was a time that I TKO'd him, and there's a time tonight that he KO'd me. Just
it's crazy, like
the format,
you beat Jeremy in this match with, even though there was no Oscars, no directors,
there's nobody I respect more.
In round 5 there was. We just never got to round 5.
2019.
You got what I was going. You got what I was going for, right?
I know exactly what you're doing.
You just trying to shut it down because you didn't want to.
I did, yes, because I don't like that moment. It's probably one of my most shameful moments. But it was in joke, so it's okay. It's in joke, so it's okay.
It's not canon. It's not canon.
It's not canon.
To come back,
we don't count that.
To get that title back, and to prove
that's pretty much it. And that's how the season ends. It ends with if you count Game of Factions, because that was released.
But I think that
funny enough, they did it the year before, and they did it with 2019 season, which was release Game of Factions on the last day of the year, on the 31st.
We've ever seen.
Yes. And then last year was different. They released it mid-December. I don't know what the exact reason was.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really matter, but I didn't like that. I remember I think it was either 2019 or 2020. I was as you've done this as well. I was nana sitting. I was like sitting for my nana at her place, and because she needed someone to look after her, and so I had nothing to do. I watched the cricket with her. She went to bed like 9 o'clock. And then, bam, just watched like 5 hours of Game of Factions. It was honestly like a really great night. Really great way to bring in the new year.
I remember that because
depressing as it sounds, but it was actually really fun.
For me, I remember that day I had just finished work and Game of Factions was still live, so I was watching it as I was heading home from work and getting ready to go to a New Year's Eve party. So I was already just like on point to be like, yeah, this is just perfect. And then we were the Fellowship. The Fellowship wins Game of Factions, and then
because
then New Year's
Robert
was second. Because Robert, but then the 2nd of Jan they released the nominations for the multiplex awards, and then bang, a week later, I was represented pretty well, and then the awards and all that. But that spawned JQ2 belts, which then became JQ3 belts, and that's when my ego was probably the biggest it had ever been. Well, that's a joke. That's a video store joke thing that I was.
I know.
It's like
a video store. That's what I was making.
It's like Wasario and Ike and Dick.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you. I'm saying to everyone who's watching. If everyone thought that I had
there was a certain section of people out there, and they know who they were. They were not happy with you for making that joke.
I don't know why.
Huh?
I was just very happy. I was just very happy that I won. I never won a belt.
And if you're fucking double champion, you deserve to fucking be cocky and confident and like seriously, like
well.
I
went from 0 belts to 3 belts in the span of like a week. It was pretty crazy.
It was like 3 days or some shit like that.
Well, no, it was 2 days between the teams and singles, and then the week later was the face-off championship match when I played Nazario.
Oh, okay.
And I went into that match with like I was just like, you know what? It'd be fun to play this. I hope Nazario wins.
You don't have to prep for that match.
Well, face-off is
literally the strength you just choose. You can just be realistic, and then.
And that match led to our title match.
Hell yeah, boy!
Hey, we got to do that someday.
Oh yeah, we'll have your dad on as a guest.
Have me on? Yeah, that'd be nice. I was like, we've just got to edit around it or like skip through the question reading, so that the match is 40 minutes and not an hour and 40.
4 hours. Yeah.
We'll do that, but that's another.
We'll get Dean on. We'll get Dean on. He'll...
How are you referencing my dad by his first name?
That's what I said. I mean, look,
Yeah, he's famously has only seen one match of mine, and it's that one.
All I'm saying is when I was there, I feel like he had figured out that he had missed talking about sports with a younger person than him that was in his house, and I just felt like he missed it. And Jake doesn't really provide the sports talk that I was providing. In terms of basketball and Luke Longley, who is from WA, and I just and so what I'm saying is like we call each other on a weekly basis and we catch up. And you don't know about that, do you, Jake? Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you. Yeah, very funny.
And we got
Pops
there. It's.
My pop and my nan. Yeah.
He loves the Schmodown. He loves Harloff.
He probably misses the Schmodown. I'm going to ask him next time I see him. Like, Schmodown season's back up again. He'll probably be like, oh, okay.
Let's get ready to Schmodown.
God. But yeah. I remember, I was going to say this because I forgot to. And now I'm actually blanking on it. Oh, yeah. I hadn't used a single repeat in the match. which I don't know if that says anything about like my strategy going into it, but like I just never really needed to use.
Jake, you put all your strategy and all your knowledge into this match. What are you
That's
talking
true.
about? That's what you said. You post-match.
We all should believe what I said back in the thing, yeah. But it's my most important match. It's one of my favorites. It's the match that won me the singles belt.
I'd say your most important match was just snowball match versus Brooklyn. Thank you very much.
Give me
the point already. Give me the point already.
Give me the point already. I said that.
I know.
Yes, I did say that in the match. Yeah, I did.
Yes, because the host goes, "Calm down, and then
that's a match to do for sure. What was your I mean, we got to do your big picture versus Marauders, right?
Boy, now that was like 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Shit. Oh yeah, that's 4 years ago, man. That's like a match to do.
February 2018. Anyway, we're just rambling on.
We're not just rambling because we're done and we like rambling and talking about stuff.
Boy.
This was a crazy match. It's definitely up there. I'll never forget that day specifically and feeling like an all-time high. I felt really good. I never intended to win multiple belts at the same time, and I always thought that I could win singles, but I never thought with Jeremy as the champion that was who I was going to beat to win it. But it is, and I mean he retired at 7-1. Like a massive what if I had lost to him again, he would have been 8-0 going into 2020.
Yeah,
still with the
singles. And then he wins the free for all.
Wins the free for all, which honestly he may not have actually been in because he was the singles belt. I don't know, but two things happened after that match. I leave the call. I help my family move some shit around their house. I have the biggest smile on my face, and they have no idea why.
I know. I think they know why. They know. They know.
Maybe, but then a couple of hours later, I'm just watching Schmoedown championship matches. I swear to God, I watched Kalinowski versus Cushing 3 because that was a great match. And I was just like in the fucking moment. 2 hours after that match, I get a StreamYard link from Cody. And so I join it, and it's Cody and Coho. They say congratulations. And then they ask me, do you want to write the Warzone free-for-all? We're going to be doing this next season in the end of January. We want you to write it because you have both teams and singles. You won't be in the free-for-all. Do you want to write it? I say yes, and that's how that happened. And then after that night, my mum and my nan take me as a belated birthday present to go see Elton John on his fellow Yellow Brick Road tour when he went to Australia. And that was amazing. I have so many videos from that event. I had such a time. And during that whole thing, I am just still thinking to myself, I am double belted.
Right? Yeah, way to end it. Way to end it there.
Way to end it there. So I'll never forget those two things happening and being asked to write the free-for-all and to go see Elton John.
So before you helped your family move stuff, did you go out the back, jump on your fence, and yell, "I'm the fucking champion," and then go back inside?
I didn't, but I definitely was like jumping up and down in my room and like feeling like all the energy and the excitement.
Hell yeah.
That I was. But yeah, I'll never forget those things that happened that day. That was just a great day to be me.
Yeah.
It was really good. So yeah, and then it all went down after that. We lose the teams, I lose the singles. Yeah. It never. I would argue that it got kind of better.
Oh well, now I'm depressed.
To be fair, if I had to choose between being double belted or the concept run that we had in 2020, I would honestly choose the concept run because that was so much fun to do it with you, to defend the belt. Like that has always been winning the belt was one thing, but like after that, defense was the
I choose double belted, but like you're free to make that decision. Like
fuck you then. Okay.
Look, I haven't done it. I've defended. I haven't done double belted.
That's true. That's true. I mean, hey, you're the goat in teams.
I know.
No one can take that away. Big pitch and concept. No one can say they're in two top teams like that.
Let's fucking go.
What's it? We went 13-3 and 7-0. So that's what, 20-3?
Yeah, and then
20 and
red
3, and then do you
herrings.
count red herrings as 4 and 2?
Yeah.
So that's 24 and does that not count?
It's sort of the same record, but I mainly count it as 2 and 1 because like the Light It Up and like cult classic matches don't really like. I literally didn't watch any of the movies for like
It
round
still counts.
3. It's
but
it's the
four
same.
and two.
It's the same record, so it doesn't matter. 2 and 1, 4 and 2. Doesn't matter.
Wait, no, it'd be 3 and 1 because you beat some team in the first round.
Yeah, but no, we only had 2.
No, you played 3 matches.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying no. The end of 2019, you had 2 matches: Notorious Chaos, and then the 2-headed dog match. Then you lose to Stallions. That's 2
that's
and
2 and it's 2 and 1.
2 and 1, and then round 1. I don't know who you guys played, but it was some like random team. 3 and 1. You beat Light It Up in the second round. 4 and 1.
Light It Up was our first match. Oh no, wait.
No,
we beat
you guys.
Scott
You made it to the quarterfinals against
Scott and Jimmy. That's right.
Against Cult Classics. You made it to the
5 and 2. Then, right?
No, you were 4 and 2.
Okay, yeah. 4
Right
and
now,
2.
you were 4 and 2 because then
Sure.
in the quarterfinals you played Cult Classics, lose to them. They made it to the semis and played Jurassic Sharks, lose to Jurassic Sharks. Sharks made it to the final. Oh no, they won the tournament, something like that. Then Jurassic Sharks played Stallions again and lost again. But anyway, we're talking about
the strategy going into those matches were let's try and end it before round 3 because if we have to answer a question for round 3, it's not going to be pretty. And it wasn't.
I don't know what happened against Cult Classics. I think you realized, we might have to answer round 3, and then that's what sunk you. Something that you forgot the whole strategy. But we all figure things around there.
Sure.
But yeah, that was the match that made me pretty happy.
It's the match that made you think about winning while you're watching living legend Elton John perform. You're still thinking about.
I was just thinking that I was double belted and how awesome that was. That made me feel. I'm allowed to enjoy these moments. Can I? Can I, Michael?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. I think we're going to wrap it up. Next week, it's confirmed. I think. I think we have figured out a day and a date. But we are going to have our mortal enemies, our rivals.
I don't really think of them as like rivals.
Who is our rival? Do we even have rivals?
No one, because I don't really think of Wild Stallions as rivals, just because. Yeah,
it's slightly different situation.
Theoretically, they are, but it just never was that really. But yeah.
That's it. I guess we never really had rivals. Maybe it was second real. I know that was kind of our rivals for a little bit.
I guess, yeah.
Any team we play 3 times is like our rival. Is what I'm what I'm putting out there. So second real 3 times, and then Wild Stallions 3 times. It's got an interesting story to it. But we are going to have Brian Michaels and Joseph Olivas on. We're going to talk about
for our first match we played him.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about the best match of the 3, which is the first match in which we win. Unfortunately, I'm lying because we are going to talk about the third match, arguably, objectively the best match of the 3.
I agree.
So we're going to talk about that. There's a lot of history behind not just Stallions, but us in this sort of 3-match saga that we had.
Yeah, and a decision had been made before that match. That is still holding strong to this day.
Oh, I can't even remember
to find out what it was.
I actually can't even remember what that was, but when we end this, I'm very curious what you're going to say, what you're going to tell me. Okay. But anyway,
it's nothing groundbreaking.
It's nothing groundbreaking. Well, actually, let's say everything is groundbreaking just to hype up the next match because we got to get those views. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, the day after, no one's watching. This is just us pandering to ourselves. Anyway, we'll have Stallions on next week, and then we'll try and figure out who we're going to have on next the week after that, and so on and so on. We love talking about scheduling and rostering on call because this is what we do because it's great. Anyway, that was Trivia Flashback, episode 20. This was Michael Campbell. I was Jake Marangoni. I still really don't know